Good evening, everyone. It's Wednesday evening and the beast from the east has arrived. Just going to start to feed our beef cattle now at the minute. We've got quite a bit of snow has fallen since yesterday evening. I'd say we've got in the region of probably about 4 inches. It's been falling on and off all day, and it's to continue like that over the next few days, and getting worse tomorrow. Yes, there's to be in the region of somewhere in the region of 10 to 15 inches over the next 48 hours, which is a serious amount of snow for Ireland. And as per expected, the whole country is basically coming to a standstill. Because we don't have the ways or means of dealing with it. Well, it does only happen maybe, well, like this it only happens maybe once every 25-30 years, but even to get snow you might get it once every 10 years, maybe a couple of inches. So this is definitely a little bit different. We've opened our second silage pit here, as you can see in front of us. We've only opened it in the last couple of days. Our first cut silage is completely finished with now. I ended up, we had to take a load of silage down to one of the out farms today, which wasn't very easy considering the weather conditions. But we got it done and got them fed, so at least they are fed now for the next about 5 days, possibly 6 days. Took quite a good load down with me, so it should keep them going until then. I'm just going to feed all the cattle now and try and get finished up early enough. It was late enough last night with those few extra berths that we weren't expecting, but no more berths today yet. Myself and Ben in the afternoon, we tagged 8 of the calves. There was actually 8, it turned out 8, all the calves now that's born are tagged, but there was 8 other calves to be tagged, and yeah, we've those all finished with. And we have 3 more cows and calves now in creeping at the back, so we've actually had to move into creep pen number 3 now. So our first 2 pens are completely full. There's 10 cows and 10 calves in each of those. that's the feeding done with these girls. Let's close over the door. Yeah, so there's quite a bit of swapping around done earlier. This is the little calf who was in the bag. Do you remember he was the one that was sucking this girl's belly rather than drinking her milk? So he's now moved in here. We could take the coat off him. He is more or less better, but we're going to leave it on for a couple of days just so the weather warms up again, just so he doesn't get a relapse. That's the girl there that had the calf was born last night. She had already drunk this morning, so everything was okay there. This little calf is this little fella you never seen yet. He was down in the back, but we had to move him. Let me see now. We had to move him up here because we were using the creep gate in that third pen now. But yeah, as you can see with his leg, it's just not bending out fully, but it'll come. He's able to get up and drink, and there's no hassle. So yeah, we're not too worried about him. We've also got we'll like go in here now. Hold on a second. Here's the other fella now. I just went in and put him up. He is the slowest I've ever seen to stand up and get going. He's a monster of a calf, and has huge legs, but when you put him up, it's like it's his first time standing up every time. He has to get his bearings and get going, and you put him up, and after a few minutes he gets the strength in his legs, and he'll go over and he'll drink the mother and come back over then and lie down. But all I'd be afraid of is that he'd forget to get back up. See him there now, he's starting to get a little braver on his feet. And earlier on he was walking around the pen after the mother, no problem, but see him there now after he's been lying down for the last hour or hour and a half. It's like it's his first time standing again. But like, he really is a huge calf. But yeah, look, he is what he is. We'll just have to stick into him and keep making sure that he gets a drink. This girl's a little bit nervous, but I don't think she'd go for you. Creeping now, we've got 3 pens, as I was saying earlier. The third pen now has got 2 calves in it as well, so we're slowly getting filled up. I was planning to clean this out by the end of the week, these pens, because they're starting to get full up with dung, but I'm going to leave it until this cold spell passes by, because yeah, I'll leave it until the yard will be a little bit slippy for getting in and out on. Yeah, but that's really it for now. There's nothing else to report or nothing else to update at the minute. Hopefully this snow doesn't come too heavy tomorrow, but we'll just have to see, and I'll report on it tomorrow, of course. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Queen acts age.